Hello, everybody. My screen is like dark mode still. There it goes. Hi, I hope you are all having a wonderful Wednesday. I'm having a everything that can go wrong will go wrong Wednesday, and let's just say I'm ready for it to end. I had a bunch of stuff I filmed yesterday get lost on an SD card, which is really painful. It's all product filming, and I do Amazon influencing, and it was a lot of wasted time. And then I wasted a lot of time trying to get it back. And I tried to get it back without having to pay for a software. And then I ended up having to pay for the software, but I wasted a lot of time. And then I saw that a different company stole some of my videos on their product page. So it's just been annoying today. But here I am. It's live, and I wanted to share with you guys a couple of fun things. One, I'm drinking Dr. Pepper while we do this. I don't know if you saw my post yesterday on YouTube community tab, but I am wearing a continuous glucose monitor, and I'm so excited about this. It is fascinating. I'm on day 3, but it hasn't even been like a full 2 days. I guess it's right about 2 days that I've had this on, but it continuously measures your blood sugar or blood glucose. And I've never tracked anything like that before, but the company reached out to me, asked if I'd be interested. And I told them that I truly have been thinking about looking into how to get one because I think it would make really interesting data. So anyways, I posted on my community tab. If you want to give me ideas on what to test, I only have it for 2 weeks and I only eat once a day. So that makes it hard for me to test, and you have to wait hours in between everything you test. But if you have ideas, I am trying different things to test. But one of the ideas that someone gave, and I already planned, was to drink while I'm still fasting a Diet Coke and see how it changes my blood glucose. So I tested my blood glucose. Let's see, it was about 20 minutes ago now. And I'll tell you guys the difference while we're live. I thought that'd be kind of fun to see how it changes. But they're not paying me to do any of this. They just gave it to me for free. And then I did pin up top. There's a survey if you're interested in like telling them what your goals are, and they tell you how a continuous glucose monitor could help you. I do get some sort of like an affiliate income if you take that, just to be transparent, but there's no paying, no buying, nothing like that. It's just to tell you about the continuous glucose monitor. But I'm really excited, and I'm hoping that they'll give me one for more than 2 weeks. We have to see how it goes, but I've really found it to be interesting. And I'm going to make shorts on all of these different things that I'm testing. And then I'm also going to have like longer videos because I think shorts would be nice that you could just see just how cottage cheese changed my glucose levels. Or you could see just diet Dr. Pepper, whatever applies to you, but then an overall picture of like what I learned. But I love, I've done the keto, 75 hard. I've done longer fast. I like to try new things. I like to learn. And I'm actually so excited this is on. Part of like my crappy day was I slept really crappy last night because I went to bed stressed about losing the files. And then I had nightmares. If I'm stressed, I have nightmares. You should have seen my blood glucose levels like kept spiking, which was really weird. Maybe it was what I ate the day before, but I think it was stress. I was having these bad dreams. And one of my dreams was that I pulled this out on day 2 and they told me I couldn't put it back in. It was just weird. But if I'm tired, if I look tired, I am tired. And if I'm talking like an idiot because I can't make a coherent sentence, it's because I'm tired. So forgive me. But also, I want to share, I got this gift. I meant to put this on a few weeks ago and then I forgot. Like I've worn it, but I haven't worn it live. Carissa sent me this. So thank you, Carissa. And then I just got this in my P.O. box. Look how cute that is. It says, I'm a fasting foodie. I love both of them. This is from Ginger, and it's from her daughter's Etsy shop. I think it's Sadie So Boutique, named after Sadi, like not the full Sadie, but she has Sadie and Sophie or Sophia. But how cute is that? She made me that and sent it to me, and I love it. My family has strict orders not to use it. It's decorative only. But I want to share that fun stuff with you guys. But I already have questions. So hello. Oh, I think I see, what does the t-shirt say? But I think I answer that. It says intermittent fasting foodie, and Carissa sent it to me. So I've been meaning to wear it on live, and here I am. I now have a uniform. So thank you for the gifts. Totally unnecessary, but really love them. So the first question that I somehow can't see all of it. Taking, excuse me, a down day, would I take my unflavored element? It depends. If you're eating a 500 calorie down day, personally, because I like the flavors so much more than the unflavored, I would take it while I'm eating if you want the flavor. If you want unflavored, I would do it. I like to do it like in place of the meal. Like, it's not my meal, obviously. Drinking unflavored electrolytes isn't a meal. But if I'm having a full down day, I would have it at the same time where my body would normally like be taking in nutrients and food. I would just have it then. I don't really wait till I'm hungry because I don't think it really helps with hunger at all. I just try to like space it. So if I'm doing a 40-hour fast, 20 hours in would be a good ish marker, but I'm not super rigid. So I just kind of would do it somewhere in the when you'd normally have a meal. That's how I would approach it. Um, so let's see here. So, anyways, if you're interested in taking the survey, like I said, I want to be upfront that I do get paid if you take the survey. But it just kind of tells you how CGMs would help you. I pinned it up top and in the chat here. It's like a few minute survey. But I'm very excited about this. So if you have ideas, I'll try to remember them if you put them here. But the best place to put it would be on my community tab. And since I only have it for 14 days for sure, I 100% can't get through everyone's ideas that they're giving me. But there's some things like cream and coffee I would never drink my coffee that way. I love black coffee so much. I'm really glad that someone suggested that because I know that's a huge fasting question. Can you have cream in your coffee? Does it break a fast? And obviously there's a lot of ways to interpret it, not just CGM, but having the glucose reading just is informative. So I'm glad someone suggested that. I'm going to definitely test that one, but I don't think I would have remembered that on my own. So if you have ideas, feel free to shoot them my way. Let's see here. Tracy asked, I see lots of hellos. So hello, everybody. Excuse me. Do I count calories? I understand eating one meal a day, but if my one meal is 2,000 plus calories, I'm still taking in more than I burn and will never lose, correct? I do not track calories, and I am certain there are days that I eat more than like what do they call that? Baseline caloric needs. I can't remember exactly what it is, but I don't track it. I just try to be satisfied and enjoy the food. The only tracking I do is on my down days. And I know that there's the temptation to think, wow, if I really indulge, yes, 2000 is, I probably break 2000 daily. I don't really know. But this is where my inability to recite the books comes into play. But I remember Jen in one of her books talking about fasting isn't just calories in, calories out. Obviously, there are different values of calories. There are certain, I'm trying to think of, this isn't calorie exclusive, but if you eat steamed asparagus and you eat raw asparagus, there's just different ways you digest them and take it in. So calories alone isn't anything that is a strict guideline. So knowing that, fasting also plays into that. So fasting and then having a meal changes the way you digest your food. So it's not, bottom line, I don't track it. Jen talks about overeating in your eating window or eating more than your caloric needs. But I can't remember exactly what it says, but I don't worry about it because I would never do it long term. So I wouldn't be able to maintain the lifestyle. And then also, I know there are days that I eat more than days. Like yesterday, I went to my in-laws. My mother-in-law's sister is visiting, and I had 2 pieces of chocolate cake. I mean, they weren't giant, but chocolate sheet cake. And then we had, what did we have? Oh, sandwiches and cheesy potatoes and different vegetables. I have no idea what the calories were, but it's definitely going to be more than what I'm eating today. Today, I'm making homemade tomato soup and grilled cheese. And I love both the meals. I'm going to be satisfied with both the meals. One's definitely going to be higher calorie than the other. And because I eat a lot of variety, I don't worry that every day I'm meeting like a caloric mark. It just hasn't been something that's ever been long-term sustainable for me when I'm dieting. And I just don't think I would stick with fasting if I also counted calories every day. That doesn't mean it wouldn't work for some people. It just wouldn't work for me. But I'm not worried about it. Hello from Poland. Hello in Singapore and Atlanta. We are going all over the world, and South Africa is up there. So hello, everybody. Carly says she's had a CGM for a few months now, and it's crazy the info it gives you. It really is. And I feel like the pressure of I only have 14 days for free. Obviously, I could pay, and maybe I will because I actually really have enjoyed having it. But I want to get all the information. I think it's so fun, and it's so much easier to make decisions when you think like, even this is another thing, excuse me, that someone suggested that I wouldn't have done, like testing. If you eat toast and then you eat eggs, is it digest or does your CGM react differently than if you eat eggs and then toast? And obviously you have to put a little more thought into like the spacing and the timing. And the dietitian that was assigned to me through NutriSense said that really to test foods, you need to eat it and then wait 2 full hours before you eat anything else to strictly know how that food is. So I'm going to have longer eating windows actually as I do this, because to give me 2 hours, I obviously need more than a 2-hour eating window if I'm testing specific foods. But I'm so excited. And it does really give you a lot of information. It's kind of crazy. I'll show you. Well, maybe. I can't remember what's on the app if I'm going to show you any personal data that would no. So here's actually my last reading. So this is the weird spike at like 2:30 in the morning. Don't know why. Even yesterday evening, although that was after dinner and chocolate cake, excuse me, I had higher spikes. I haven't broke 100 yet. I have actually, they give you a glucose score out of 10. I've been a 10 the entire time. So my blood is a 10 out of 10, I guess. I'm pretty good at digesting food, I think is what that means. But I have a lot to learn before I share actually results. So I should probably shut up now, but I'm enjoying learning too. Let's see here. CN says maybe breaking your fast with sugary stuff versus breaking your fast with non-sugary stuff. Yes, that is definitely one of my things is I'm planning to open my fast with a donut, which I really try not to open my fast with like stuff like that. And then my first day I tested cottage cheese, and that was crazy. My blood glucose level did actually dip down a little bit. There was no spike in the glucose reading. It was really easy. And I have a feeling the donut's not going to do that. But yes, that is definitely one of them. And I appreciate the suggestion. Ray says, hi, started intermittent fasting in May and alternate between 16:8, 18:6, and tried my first down day, 500 calorie day yesterday. It was a little rough, headache and lightheaded, not sure if I'll try it again. Well, one, I know some people really prefer not to do down days because kind of that reason, if they, or the 500 calorie down days, if that's what your experience is, may not be your favorite option. Maybe try an entire down day where you don't eat anything. I know a lot of people really prefer that. I can't honestly remember if it took me a lot of adjusting to get to the 500 calories and like it. I just have to make sure it's a voluminous meal. So I can't do I'm trying to think of something small that would be 500 calories, like a bowl of oatmeal with fruit that would like, I bought this oatmeal thinking it would be from Imperfect Foods, thinking it would be like a great down day. But when it came, like the calories, it was so small. I thought there's no way I'd last. That would just make me too hungry. So I have to have a lot of volume, which means like fresh vegetables, berries and eggs or chicken. Like I have to have a lot of food to make it last. And so maybe if you try it again, make sure you're eating like enough volume wise, but you have to be you have to be like pretty inventive to get your 500 calories in and a lot of food. But I kind of like that challenge. But if you don't like it, try a complete down day. And then you don't have that I wish I had more headache that you might experience, or just try it again. But it's not for everyone. Jennifer says, hi, thank you for sharing interesting and important data. You're welcome. I really just love it. So it's kind of a selfish data gathering, but I do love to share it too. So yay, I'm glad it's working out for all of us. Layla says, hi from California. I love your channel. Thank you. And hello. I listen to all of Jen's books, but I relate to you more because you're more my age with young kids and so inspiring to me. Oh, thank you very much. I I love that. I love when you guys encourage me back because there's a lot of people that I'm sure think I'm horrible and they like to DM me on Instagram or leave the horrible comments. And really, it doesn't bother me because I know that there are people that get it and that people that relate. And I love the community. So thank you for sharing that. Alicia says, have you ever experienced nausea early in your journey or food aversion? Maybe, or even in my eating window, I'm not hungry. Maybe I just have a stomach bug or something. I talk too much on these lives. I always get the coughs. I've never had that where I don't want to eat. And I've heard that from other people in Facebook groups that they kind of lose their interest in eating or they just don't really want anything. The only thing I've had close to an aversion is preferences changing. I shared this on Instagram, a picture of a little Debbie oatmeal cream pie, and I still love junk food. There's a lot of foods that I love that people would turn their nose at. So this is just one example of something I don't like anymore. But I used to love things like oatmeal cream pies or raspberry zingers. I would work at my work. We had a snack bar and I'd walk regularly to go get some sort of a pie or cake like that. And I just don't, it's not even tempting to me anymore. Now, bags of chips are still very tempting to me, or chips and queso, chips and salsa, that kind of stuff, still highly addictive, and I could clear a bag in minutes. But it's amazing to have food changes where it just doesn't sound good. But that's the closest to an aversion. But I still have a very healthy appetite. So I don't know. I don't have any experience with that. I don't know if anyone else has anything they could chime in, but I have nothing for that. I'm sorry. Rhonda says, would you consider doing a video or blog post with lots of 500 calorie meal ideas? I'm horrible at tracking, which is why I love intermittent fasting. Love your channel. You are seriously my inspiration. Oh, thank you, Rhonda. I actually just was looking at my YouTube analytics and I saw that one video that was doing really well was my last 500 calorie meal. And I thought, I used to record them and batch put out a video, and I just realized that I haven't made one of those videos yet. So I just wrote down, and I'm glad to hear that you want to see it, that you are that I need to re-record all of my down days. Just make a batch of them, and some of them will look really similar. And you'll see that I have common threads of like blueberries. I can eat a lot of those for low calories, and I do some of the same stuff. But I would love to make another video, and it's actually on my list because I didn't realize how long it's been since I've made a lot of recipes, or not really even recipes, but a lot of ideas. So definitely it is coming. I just have to now accumulate them. And some of them, because I take pictures so much of my food to share, might be like me talking and like popping pictures up to get more of the videos out there, or more of the ideas. And thank you for your kindness. Linda says, do you do down days once a week or every other day? Or I do once a week. So, and that's maximum. When I was actively losing weight, it was once a week. Since my plateau, I'm not super rigid. I still like to do it once a week. I think I've done it since coming back from Disney. The end of summer with school starting, I got kind of I was just doing OMAD just because it was one less thing to think about. But I'm back into doing it. I really do like to do a down day and an up day, but once a week. And then the other 5 days are OMAD. Oren says, hey, Jackie, look forward to your chat every week. Thank you. Do you do an extended fast after a vacation? I'm going to Houston and I'm a pit master. I have to try those ribs out there. I've been doing good. First of all, send me some ribs. That sounds really, really good. So I don't. I recently made a video. I don't know if you've seen it, where I went to Disney. I literally enjoyed every single thing that I ate. I had long eating windows, shorter fasts. And then I came home, and the only thing that I did was commit to going back to my 18-hour minimum and to OMAD. So I didn't diet. I didn't do a longer fast. I probably I think I was considering doing a down day before, but when I got back, I was so hungry compared to normal because I was so used to eating lunch and dinner and snacks in between for, I don't know, like 5 or 6 days in a row, that I just had to make myself get to OMAD. I didn't make myself diet within the windows. I just made myself get back to my OMAD schedule, and it took me almost a good week to feel like I was back to OMAD, but I didn't do an extended fast. I think that would have felt like torture because getting to 18 hours that first day felt like torture, and not torture, that's a little extreme, but a longer fast probably would have been torturous. But I really had to push myself to get to my dinner the day I came back from vacation. And then the next day I thought it would be easier, and it was only slightly easier, but still had to push myself. So I didn't do an extended fast. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think it just might be hard. If you're indulging and enjoying Houston, you might just need to ease back in. Apples and orchards. Do you ever avoid any foods because they make you crave them more? You eat them. I know you sell a lot of snacks, sweets, etc. But is there anything that just makes you crave it like crazy? Um, the only thing, I try not to eat a ton of chips because I will not stop. So it's kind of like if we're having it with dinner, but I will not just open a snack bag of chips to eat it because I know I will go crazy with it. But I'm also, just because I spend most of my day not eating, I am just naturally better at not going crazy when I eat because I'm just spend most of my time deciding not to eat. So it's easier, even in my eating window, to just stop. My husband, excuse me, before I stayed home and was a stay-at-home mom and now do this, I worked, but I worked from home 3 days a week. And my husband, half joking, but it was also a truth, would say, "Oh, we shouldn't open chips tonight because Jackie's home tomorrow." And he wasn't saying that to make me feel bad, but it was true that if there were chips open, I would literally clear the bag. I don't have that problem anymore as often, but I do choose to not snack on it as much just because it's hard for me to stop. Chips are probably my biggest weakness. But it's not even cravings. It's just like once I start, is that what Pringles says? Once you start, you can't stop. That's how I am with chips. Um, I don't really feel like I have too many craving issues. It's actually funny because things like when I eat cauliflower and ranch, I will crave that until the whole head of cauliflower is gone. So it works both ways. I guess it works when I eat the really healthier things. I start to crave that, but I don't really avoid anything other than chips. And I don't even avoid chips. It's just more like I'll eat it in a controlled environment, if that makes sense. Dana says, "Sorry I'm late to the live." Don't be sorry. I'm glad you're here. We went to Disney yesterday and thought of you. We were supposed to meet up there on our last visit. Sadly, Mother Nature got between us. Ugh. That would have been a lot of fun. I would have loved that. I was secretly hoping to meet someone there, and you could have been it, Dana. But we are having to go back. So who knows? We had some of our tickets that we couldn't use. They extended them for a year, and they know how to get us back. We're going to have to go back to use them because it's like for 10, well, one, they gave us 5 tickets as a courtesy, and then we had 5 tickets we couldn't use. So we have 10 tickets. They know, they're not stupid. They know that means that we're going to travel back to use the 10 tickets. So maybe next time I'll let you guys know. Loretta says, I hope you had a great time though. Loretta says, "Hi from South Carolina." Hello. Tracy says, I have a type 1 keto. Fats and protein totally help your blood glucose spikes. If you eat your protein first, it'll slow the effects of simple carbs. Glad to be here. Yay. That's actually exactly what someone was suggesting, was testing I think they said, well, there was a couple different people that commented, but basically what you said, one person, the egg, and then the simple carb of the bread. But someone else said they even mixed up greens in there. I don't know how in depth I'll go, but you're obviously an expert when you have a type 1 keto. Thank you for sharing that. Rachel says, "Hi, Jackie. Been in if 24 for 2 weeks, and I tend to pass out shortly after closing my eating window." Do you mean actually passing out or going to sleep? I've been waking up at 3 a.m. with hunger pangs. Do I take any sleep aids? No, I don't. Well, okay. So you've only been doing this 2 weeks. one of the early things that I actually do remember, because I didn't film early on, was as soon as I ate, I just felt unable to do anything, like exhausted and tired, but it did pass. So hang in there. Just keep getting used to it. I never woke up at 3 a.m. Once I'm asleep, I never woke up for my baby. I mean, I did wake up for my babies, but a lot of times it was because my husband woke up from the babies and then he woke me up. I'm a really hard sleeper. I don't get up to go to the bathroom, even when I was pregnant. So once I'm asleep, I really sleep through anything. But I do think it will pass for you, because I kind of had that feeling of I can't do anything. I'm so tired and exhausted as soon as I ate, and it passed. So I hope it does for you too. 2 weeks is still really early. Wow, Diana says for anyone having cravings during their fast, that she found avocado to be her best friend, not really craving chocolate. I know it's not like a super high protein food, but it's kind of on the fat scale. I found that having like the more wholesome window openers really helps me to not crave sugar, which is why I avoid having window openers of donuts or similar. And why I'm going to test it is just to see how that affects it. But avocado, yum. Our moderator, my mother, is on here, and avocado is her nemesis, not her best friend. She hates it. Now you know a little bit about Mom. Sorry I outed you there, Mom. Sri Priya says, I'm on day 13 at OMAD, and you've been a great source of encouragement. Thank you. Love from India. Yay. Congrats. On to day 14. Marlene says, hi, Jackie. Love your channel. Thank you. I've heard you say you take magnesium for constipation. How much do you take daily and what kind? Magnesium citrate or oxide? Thanks. Constipation has been a major problem. So I used to take a 400 milligram pill. Something I got at the grocery store. I think maybe Nature Made, Nature Valley, whichever one's not the breakfast cereal. But since I take my Element daily, it has magnesium in there, and I have found that is enough. I haven't had any constipation issues. So I don't take it anymore. And I can't remember how much magnesium is in there, but I'm taking that regularly. And I stopped taking the magnesium pill just to see if I would notice a shift, and I haven't. So I have been doing well with that. But I think it was magnesium oxide, but I could be wrong. I'm sorry. So Lisa Marie says, for type 2 diabetics, it seems that the wind blows and glucose picks up. Being in pain, not sleeping well, being sick, dawn phenomenon, where you go to bed at 100, wake up at 154. Wow. So I honestly have zero exposure to glucose levels, and it sounds like variation really is something to deal with. And I know nothing about type 2 diabetes. That would be really frustrating if you're trying to manage it. Ugh. Dana says, we just got back from 2-week cruise and getting back on intermittent fasting, but during the cruise, and I did fast subconsciously. I just wasn't hungry. I enjoyed eating, but not overdoing it. That is really nice. We went to, what was our Tennessee last year, and that was our like summer vacation. And I had full plans, just like I ate at Disney all week. I was like, I'm going to eat whenever I want, however I want. Well, guess what? COVID, there was no breakfast at the hotel, and probably hotel breakfast wouldn't pull me in too much anyways. And then when we went out to eat, we mainly had like one nice meal, and then the other one was something quick and easy. It never appealed to me. So I did an OMAD, I think all but one day on that vacation, and it was really easy, but it wasn't because I was forcing myself. It was like, I feel really good and I'm going to keep that up. So I totally understand, but a 2-week cruise, where did you go? That sounds amazing. My husband and I are celebrating our 15-year anniversary in June. And for years, I've said I want to go out of the country and I want to go somewhere tropical for our 15-year anniversary. And we have been thinking of a cruise, not 2 weeks long though, but my 10-year-old, well, she's 11 now, her anxiety of us going on a cruise, I don't think we're going to go, but oh, you can't go on a cruise. She told me she'd let us go to Canada, which if you don't know, Michigan and Canada are neighbors. I'm like, thank you, Elsie, but a cruise sounds phenomenal. I want to go someday. Let's see. Lisa Ann says, I agree with your earlier comment. You're close to my age with kids around my son's age. I love the idea of eating donuts and having realistic foods, although I notice I'm craving homemade, savory, dense food. Yes. Let's see. Carly says, I would love to see more down and up days too. I've watched all your old stuff multiple times now. Yay. Well, thank you. That's all obviously helpful for my channel, but it's good to know that you guys want to see more of that. Oh, and Brenda says the same thing. So thank you. And thank you for your kind words. Anthony says, looking good. It's hard to do OMAD. I've been doing it for 3 months now. Thank you. And I hope you are loving it. 3 months is a really good head start. And I think it'll just keep getting easier. I'm at, let's see here, 2 years and what month are we in? Are we in November yet? 2 years and 3 months, almost 4 months. And it's just second nature now. 3 months in, you feel like you're getting your footing, you're getting a good track. So keep going. Glad you're here. Kathy says, new to the group, what is OMAD? Someone else answered 1 meal a day. Thank you, Mom. Unless you really did mean the E in there, then maybe it's 1 meal eaten daily. Okay. Hakuna Matata. What a wonderful phrase. Fell off and is going to restart November 1st. Good for you. And as I always tell people, tell yourself you didn't fall off. You just had longer eating windows and you're going to increase your fast, because if you sleep every day, you're fasting every day. Give yourself grace. Just keep increasing your fast and lowering your eating window, but you can do it. And I'm curious, are you waiting for Halloween? Is that why you're waiting? Let's see. Sherry asks how often I weigh, and when you first started, did you do the 28-day fast start? One, I'm a big rule follower, so I, of course, did the 28-day fast start. I did not weigh myself for 28 days, and I thought it was really good for myself to not do that. Then I weighed myself every day for, I don't even know how long, a very long time. And then when I stopped losing weight regularly, it became more of a nuisance to me. And it was, if I didn't weigh myself, I felt really good. I liked the way I looked in clothes. I felt really great energy wise, and I loved the lifestyle. But then as soon as I weighed myself, I was kind of pissed, because I'm like, how am I 4 pounds more than yesterday? And my weight really fluctuates, especially around my period. So I reached a point that I'm like, why am I pissing myself off every morning? And it wasn't always ticking me off, but it was also, it had the ability to do that. And I thought, I'm feeling really good. I don't need the number. So I really, really do not weigh myself very often. I meant to weigh myself my last down day, and then I forgot. So that's the other thing. I only weigh myself after a down day, right before I start my up day, because it's pretty consistent. And I also make sure it's not right before my period. So I don't weigh myself hardly ever. I can see, let's see, I track, or it's Bluetooth to my Renpho. So the last time I weighed myself was, let's see here. On August 18th. That seems like a long time ago. It was also really low. So was that the end of my 72-hour, or no, my 100-hour fast? Yes, that was. So that was the last time I weighed myself, was after my 100-hour fast. And say, I don't think that would be accurate right now, but that's all right. I don't expect to be down that low. But that was the last time I weighed myself. Let's see here. Sarah says, I've been struggling with people in my personal life that totally against fasting. I've been intermittent fasting for over 2 years. And I still get comments about it from my family. That's a long time. And I'm very curious. I would imagine if you've been doing this for 2 years that you feel good. I probably 2 years in, if someone still wanted to give me crap, I would probably come back with something lippy like, oh, I'm sorry. So this is my personal experience. You have issues with me maintaining my 35-pound weight loss and reversing my fatty liver and getting rid of a toenail fungus and my eyesight improving. Please tell me how bad that is, that I feel great every day and enjoy food. And then I just wait for them to either continue the conversation, to which I would probably love to engage at that point, or walk away feeling dumb, hopefully. But I'm really sorry. That would be really frustrating. I got a lot of comments at first, but I don't anymore. And I think like, it would be really hard for someone to argue that it's a bad thing in my life, especially if they know me well. Let's see here. Kathy said, "Thank you." Let's see. Hakuna Matata says, "I get vertigo from F, which I never had before." That's new. I have never heard that before. And I have never had vertigo. I had a stepsister that oh Lord, I'm getting another call, guys. I'm not gonna make the same mistake as I did last time. We're gonna hit the decline button. Yay, I successfully did that. Um, I had an old stepsister. My dad's no longer married to her mom, but anyways, she had vertigo all the time and it looked awful. I have no experience with that, and I never I have no idea. I don't know if anyone else can chime in, but that does not sound fun. Let's see. Lisa Marie says, "I used to enjoy pasta by the bowl, um, Crystal Light and other drinks. No taste for them now. Last week I stopped black coffee and just don't want it right now. Hopefully chocolate joins the list soon." You stopped black coffee? That's the only thing that sounds sad. Wow. It's interesting. Like, so I had this diet Dr. Pepper. I don't hate pop, but it's not as good as it used to be to me because I don't drink it all the time. And I think the more you remove something from your diet, the less it tastes familiar and as good as it used to. Um, and even when I do have pop now, I actually just drink the full on sugar version way more often than the diet because I just think it tastes better. Um, but it's interesting how that happens, isn't it? Also, Lisa Marie, thank you for your stickers. I believe you're the same Lisa Marie. There, I'm sure, are not too many floating around. I absolutely love them, and it means so much to me. She sent stickers for my kids. That's why I can't show you. They are all over our house. My kids love them. They argued over which ones to get. And also, I love that you included stickers from special places to you. She sent me ones from Hawaii, Detroit, and those are the only two I can remember off the top of my head, but I love it. So thank you very much. And I haven't put anything on my kegerator yet because I don't know if anyone else is like me. Like, I want to do it right. And once you do it and it's wrong, then it's wrong with a sticker. I just want to make sure I like place them right. But I have a whole pile and I love them. And every single time I get a sticker for the kegerator, I'm very excited. So thank you. Let's see. Lana, sorry, says, "I love IF and especially OMAD. I'm down 68 pounds since February. You've been my inspiration mentor. Thank you and keep being you." Holy moly. Congrats to you. That is amazing. And thank you for sharing that. Let's see. Till says, "I've been fasting since September, down 11 pounds so far. Currently doing my first down day, feeling good. I'm so grateful for finding your channel and love your Aldi channel to keep my weekly meal plan or to help my weekly meal plan." Yay. It tickles me to no end when there are people that follow both channels because it's very easy to like Aldi and not fast, and very easy to like fasting but not like Aldi. And when there's someone that I just join with on both, it's, we're meant to be best friends. Let's see. Live Happy says, "Hi from Serbia. I love your channel and you are lovely." Oh, thank you very much. Kathia says, "I found you when I started my fasting journey 2 months ago, and you provided me such great information and motivation for me. I got my first, oh my God, you keep shrinking at work yesterday." Woohoo! I love that because I know that feeling. I I can think of the first person that like audibly shared with me that they noticed, and it was very exciting because sometimes you wonder, or what, I don't know. When you hear it, it's just really good. So I'm excited for you. And thank you for sharing that. Tammy says, "Hey, Jackie, Tammy from Georgia. I've been following you starting in May. I started in May and I've lost 49 pounds. So excited to have found OMAD. I can live with this." Yay! That is amazing too. You guys are rocking it. I love it. And yes, that is the greatest thing and that's why going back to the counting calories, could I be more effective if I ate better? Yes. Could I be more effective if I counted calories? I'm sure. But I can't do that stuff long term. I can do this long term. And as my tastes slowly change, I'll go with that. As I learn information about how to do things better and it's sustainable, I'll do it. But it is a lifestyle I can stick with. And I love when other people discover it. So yay, congrats. And thank you for sharing. Vonda says ADF is okay. I have to eat every day. That's why I like 23-1 works for me on the weekend, 16-8. That's awesome. I think that is so great to see people doing. And I could see, especially as my kids get older and into more stuff, we are just seeing little taste of what middle school volleyball does. But if we ever get into travel leagues and we're out, I could see doing the short weekday windows and having longer windows on the weekend. I haven't played around with that yet, but it sounds very appealing to me. And I think it's awesome. You try, you don't like ADF, you do what works for you. And that's perfect. Veronica is sharing some information, thinking that maybe low water consumption had to do with vertigo for her. Camilla says, I'm doing 18 to 20 hours fasting. It's been 6 weeks now, and it's hard. It's almost dry fasting. I wish I could love coffee as much as you do. Any tips to learn to love coffee? Love your videos. So the way I started loving coffee, I was a poor college student with no money, and my work offered free coffee. So that's how I started drinking coffee. It was there and it was free and it was made all day long. So I drank a lot of coffee, and I mean, I still had meals. Don't worry, like I wasn't that hard, but it was just a very free, convenient option for me at multiple workplaces. So I just drank a lot of coffee, and it was really easy to not take it with anything, because then I didn't have to buy creamer and I didn't have to buy sugar. I didn't have to buy anything. And then I didn't have to worry if I drank 8 cups of coffee. So I just did it out of convenience. And then I slowly started to really like it. But before then, if you would have asked me if I like coffee, I would have said yes. And what I meant was I liked gas station cappuccinos. That was the coffee I drank before I started drinking black coffee. Let's see here. Honestly, I guess my advice is just drink it and then keep drinking it. And I think you'll develop a taste for it. That's what happened to me. Angie Perry, I just rewatched all of your videos related to alternate day fasting and 500 calorie meals. It is so helpful. More videos would be better. Thank you. I will continue to do that. Let's see. Diana says I skipped 2 of her comments. I'm going back up now, trying to find them. Wish me luck that I can find it back. I see you said avocado this is the first comment I see, that avocado to be your best friend and not craving chocolate. I did talk about that comment, so I didn't skip that one. I did. Okay, I see the one I missed. I've been doing keto carnivore on and off for 2 years, consistently switched to OMAD about a year ago. Hello, and I'm sorry that I did miss that comment. So when you switched to OMAD, I'm curious, because I get asked this question a lot, did you stop doing keto and carnivore and you just have like a general whatever you want diet? Because people ask me, I get DMs asking if I think they'll gain weight if they come off of keto. I did keto for a month and it was very effective, but it was not something sustainable. But welcome. And I'm really sorry that I skipped that first comment, but I did talk about the second one. That's where I talked about my mom said avocado is not her best friend. It is her worst enemy. And I also said, let's see, that, I found something very similar. If I eat protein, even though I know avocado is a healthy fat, not a protein, that I don't crave sugar as much if I eat something wholesome to open my eating window. Let's see. Anthony says, hi from Outer Banks, North Carolina. I cannot hear Outer Banks without thinking of true crime podcasts. It seems like a lot of them live in the Outer Banks. So be careful. Been OMAD for 3 months and you finally cut out soda. Yay. That's a good one. I still have soda. Obviously, this is a test one, but I'd say I only have like 1 or 2 pops a week. I really have replaced it with sparkling water, whether flavored in my eating window or unflavored. That's my go-to. But just a sec. Speaking of pop, I want to test. It's been an hour since I started drinking the Dr. Pepper. I meant to drink a little more than this. I'll get back to comments in a second, but I just want to see what my my CGM did. I'll tell you guys about it. Let's see. So this is how you scan it. It did absolutely nothing. Okay, so I'm gonna show you guys. Those are my spikes. But this here, sorry, I'm like working backwards, is my last hour. So when I started at 110, it was 74. And here we are at 2:15 and it's at 71. So it's literally about the same. Um, I haven't drank a ton of Dr. Pepper, but it didn't really do anything to my glucose in my blood. So that's a one-time experiment over an hour and probably what do you think? Like 10 ounces out of the 20 are gone? Just a little FYI. That's the kind of testing I'm doing. Mark says, hi. Thanks for your dedication. Southeast Michigan says hello. Hello, Mark. And Southwest Michigan says hi back. Victoria, just an update. I'm losing now and actually started eating more. Yay! Congrats. That is like a double win. I'm excited for you. Anthony says his window is 22 to 24 hours. That is basically about what I do also. Crystal says, is it better to fast morning or late afternoon, night? I think it really is person dependent. So what is going to be sustainable for you? I like having the knowledge that I get to eat later in the day. That's very incentivizing for me. So even if it's 11 a.m. and I feel a little bit of hunger, knowing that I have my meal to look forward to is much easier than me eating early in the day, closing my window. And then if I'm hungry later, knowing that my meal was already past me. So that's a personal preference. But I think it's really knowing yourself and what works better. If you're talking like digestion and circadian rhythms and what's going to help you sleep better, I really don't know. But I personally like eating later because I have it to look forward to. And it's the meal that I can eat with my family on a regular basis. Ali says, been on intermittent fasting 18 to 20 hours for 2.5 months. Thrilled to report I lost all my baby weight. Thank you for my inspiration. Now my goal is wedding day weight. Woohoo! That is very exciting. I am pre-baby weight. Yes, I'm lower than all my baby weights. My oldest is almost 13. I'm not to my wedding weight, but I don't think I'll ever get there, and I'm fine with that. But good for you. Go, Ali. Neo says, hello from South Africa on hour 24 of my full fast and going to exercise just after this live. Still feeling good. Good for you. That's one question I get all the time in my personal life is like, I'm not a huge exerciser. I like to go on walks and I do just small things here and there. I walk on my treadmill when I work. Well, isn't that hard when you're fasting? And I'm like, no, if I'm going to work out, I make sure I do it while I'm fasting because I feel much more energized then. So enjoy your workout. Hello from the UK. Just joined you. What have I missed? There's a lot of questions. I just go through answering, reading people's questions. So there's a lot of dialogue. Going through the replay would probably be the best if you have the time for that. I also talked about that I'm doing it. I have a continuous glucose monitor that a company sent me. I'm not sponsored. I don't have to say anything. I don't have to put out content. They just wanted me to try it and see what I thought. There's a survey at the top if you want to see about their company and how it could help you. So you put in your goals and male, female, height, weight, all that stuff. And then they tell you like how it could or couldn't help you. So you missed that. I also talked about I'm having a crappy day. You missed that. And I've gone through a lot of questions. But welcome. I'm glad you're here. And do not be sorry you're late. I love when anyone can stop by. Oh, this is going to be a hard one for me to say. Miss Prasad 1 says, I've been doing intermittent fasting since February 2022. I want to lose the last 10 pounds, but I can't seem to get it off. Any advice or tips to help? I recently started modified alternate day fasting inspired by you, and I do work out daily. So doing the modified alternate day fasting, the modified is the 500 calorie addition to your down day, really was helpful to me. So if you recently started doing that, I would keep going to see if that makes a difference. Also, let's see. I don't know what your hours are. Let's see. I don't know like your background. Like, have you already lost 50 pounds and it's the last 10, or did you lose 5 pounds and you still have 10 more to go? And what does your fasting regimen look like? I would definitely move to OMAD if you haven't done that. That I think could really jumpstart it, having the modified alternate day fasting, I would recommend. And then I would also make sure you're not over fasting. If the, I know I said move to OMAD, but if you're already there and maybe having really small windows every day, just hoping to get to it, there is such a thing as over fasting and your body might just be holding on to reserves. Or you could be like me. I thought I would get lower than what I am really easily because I lost weight, and I really wanted to get to 140. Actually, I wanted to get to 137. Actually, going back to a few comments ago, that was my wedding weight. Um, but I also want to eat the foods that I love every day, and I'm at a healthy weight and I feel good. And I just hit a point where it's like my body's really pretty set at this high 140s, low 150s. I don't feel like making the choices. I don't feel like restricting within my eating window to get there. So I do think there's part of that, but I don't really know exactly what you've lost compared to what you have to go, but I would consider those points. Um, Nith 26 says, I started my fasting on September 22nd, 2022. My fasting hours vary 17 to 22 hours. I've actually gained 3 pounds now. Do you have any advice for me? I would probably one keep going because a month isn't an automatic lose weight. If you've read Jen Stevens' Fast Feast Repeat, she talks about there's plenty of people that do the 28 fast day or 28 fast start and they don't lose weight. Some of them do gain a little bit of weight. And it's nearly impossible to know what healing is going on in your body. Are there things that you're undoing internally? But if you're feeling good and this is a lifestyle you can stick with, I would literally just stick with it and know that fasting is good for you. I would also read a lot of books. I think that having an understanding, like from a personal point of view of reading the book and digesting it, I have such a belief in fasting. I can't regurgitate everything that I've read, but I have the trust that it's good for me, if that makes sense. So while I can't remember XYZ all the time, I still remember that I'm convinced that it's good for my life. And that helps me to continue staying with it if there are harder times. So I'd read and I would just keep going and maybe change your protocol. There might be something that but I mean, a month in is still pretty early. So there's so much adjusting that could be going on. But I would just not give up yet and read. Let's see. Fat to Health says, I was drinking coffee with sugar, then made a switch to sweetener. I've tried for nearly 6 months to drink it without and found it so hard. I'm craving for something hot to drink in the morning. How long are you trying for? Because I know like coffee is bitter and it doesn't taste amazing until it does. I would just, and this is what I've heard from other people, just do it. I've heard putting salt in your coffee kind of takes away a little bit of the bitter edge. Maybe try that. Also, iced coffee to me tastes totally different than black coffee. Try that. If you try it iced, but you want something hot. Some people drink, and this honestly makes me want to throw up thinking of this, hot water. Blah. I like ice water. I like sparkling water, but hot water sounds awful. Or I do, I like at night decaf green tea I'll make, or even caffeinated tea. It doesn't have to be coffee. I just love coffee. And if you're trying it for a day and then it doesn't work and then you give up and try again later, you're not giving it enough time. Here's a little quick story for you guys. I used to work at McDonald's, and in the drive-thru, there was a guy that would come through every morning that he worked. So like Monday through Friday, and he'd come through and he'd get a large coffee, no joke, 20 sugars, 20 coffee. And I'd say, finally one day I saw him enough. I was like, why do you get coffee and put that much stuff in it? And he goes, because I hate coffee. And I thought that was so funny. It cracked me up. I still remember it. I was probably 16 at the time, 17 maybe, that he every day spent $1 something on a large coffee. He went on his way to work, took the time out of going through the drive-thru to get a coffee, and he hates coffee. So he had to put that much cream and sugar in it. Obviously, he wasn't fasting at that point. Laura asked, which true crime podcast do you listen to? I really wish I could remember. I am so horrible with pop culture. I will watch a movie and I will never remember another thing about it. I'll read a book and I'll barely remember if I've ever read it. I will if it's an author I've read a lot of, I'll remember if I like the author or not. I will listen to true crime podcasts, if it's entertaining, it kind of goes in one ear and out the other. It does not stick with me. And I know I like Delia D'Ambra. I've listened to all of Crime Junkie. And I prefer miniseries. I like to listen to 15 podcasts on the same episode. Rather than like a short one on each episode. But those are, I can't remember, but the Outer Banks, I just swear I've heard that a lot. Or there's like a Georgia Crime Commission, and I'm like, how are they always in these episodes? I don't know. I can't remember what it's called though. Let's see. Says, love from London. Thank you. Love back to you from Michigan in the US. Almost done on my first month. Thanks to you. Feeling good. Yay. That is amazing. Let's see. Lisa Ann says, likes eating in the morning, stop after lunch and go to bed empty. I ate later the last 2 days and couldn't settle down to sleep, and heartburn, no change other than eating times. See, and that's the thing is I don't have heartburn. I don't have a hard time going to sleep, and it's really a personal thing. And I think that her opinion versus mine is the perfect example of that. You really have to find what works for you as an individual. Leanne asks, do you still switch up your eating window on a regular basis, even though I'm now in maintenance? Yes. So I do that. I believe that it's probably important. My body isn't in a rut ever, but I also like the variety that really helps me to feel the freedom. So days like today, when my husband's gone, we're not eating dinner with him. My kids come home off the bus just past 3:00. And like I can eat dinner when they get off the bus if I want at 3, and then have a longer fast through tomorrow with my family, or a longer fast and then have dinner with my family tomorrow. I like having stretches of a long fast and having the ability to move our eating window early today because we have a volleyball event tonight. It's really nice I like the flexibility of it as much as I like the benefit of not eating at the same time every day. So yes, even though I'm in maintenance, I switch it up, and I do still track it because I don't want to break my streak, and I like having the data. Let's see. Angie says, just curious if your friend who introduced you to intermittent fasting in a Jen's book is still fasting. She is not. She stopped, but she's doing it again, maybe. But hers, well, I'm not even going to go into why, but she is not, but she's interested in doing it again. Let's see. Miss Sprassad. I messed it up before and I did it again. Says, usually do a 4 to 5 hour eating window. That's awesome. I have a variety. 30 minutes to 4 to 5 hours is, I would say, all of those are normal to me. Neo says, I've been doing intermittent fasting for 6 months and I've lost only 8 kilograms. Your dad's story has honestly helped me keep going, even when the weight loss is extremely slow. He will love to hear that. I'm probably going to take a picture of your comment and send it to him. And I have no idea what 8 kilograms are because I'm in the US and we use our own little system over here, don't we? But that sounds, I mean, isn't 8 kilograms a lot? Like 20 some pounds? It'll take me too long to convert it. But I'm glad his story has helped. And I know that he obviously has a very different story than me. So I think it's good to see a variety of people. Let's see. Gabby says, is it hard when you see your family eating it and you can't? No. And part of me, I don't ever feel like I can't. So like, I don't know if you ever see my YouTube shorts, but YouTube shorts, the other day I went out to dinner with my husband and my daughter and we went to a Mexican restaurant. I closed my window. I was good to go. And then we stopped at Meijer and I had a bunch of ice cream coupons. And then I opened my app and I had other coupons in there and it sounded really good. And they were getting ice cream. And part of me, yeah, there could be I can't eat that feeling. But I never really feel like I can't because I decided, actually, I'm going to reopen my eating window and I'm going to have ice cream. And I allowed myself to have the ice cream. And I know that that's always an option. So I just don't, I don't really have that feeling. And then if it's ever worth it to me, I will open my eating window. But so often, and the more I do it, the more I realize it's rarely worth it because there's rarely a time where I couldn't get something in my eating window, the same something. So there's been times where I mean, we're kind of cheap in our house. I mean, on occasion. And we'll do things like if my husband last minute wants to go get shakes and it's so far out of my eating window, I'm like, I'm going to buy myself a shake when it's convenient for me. So I kind of like bank it. And I know that's silly and very, very individualized, but I just feel like I don't ever feel like there's something I can't do. And if it was really that important to me, I would participate. Now, here's also a little story for you. And this is the difference of fasting. With my colonoscopy 2 weeks ago, I couldn't have popcorn. Guess what I obsessively wanted? Popcorn. And I'm not a big popcorn eater, but as soon as I couldn't have it, and as soon as I realized that I couldn't have popcorn for an entire week, which by the way, I probably have popcorn once a month. I like it, but it's not something I crave. I was so wanting popcorn, and we went to the movies and I got popcorn right after I mean, not like right after, but within days of my colonoscopy. And I'm like, geez, Jackie, old habits die hard. As soon as something's off limits, just like if donuts were off limits, I would obsess about wanting donuts. Well, guess what? I allow myself to eat donuts every single eating window. I don't obsess about them anymore. But I don't even know where I got. I'm like going off the deep end here. But oh, is it hard for me to see my family eating and I can't? No, it's really not, because I know that I can. If I want to, I allow myself the ability to open my window, even if it's not perfect or what I planned, but it so rarely happens that I really don't feel left out. Let's see. Molly says, have you started using your glucose monitor yet? Yes, I have. I started it Monday and I love it. I mean, I'm so far from a scientific person. I like testing things. But I am very interested in what I'm seeing. Like my Dr. Pepper that I was testing during this, I've had it for over an hour and my glucose didn't really, I mean, there's a little, it actually dipped a bit. But I don't see any spike. Yeah. Now the dietitian with NutriSense did say you need a full 2 hours to see what it's going to do. So maybe as I keep drinking it, we'll see a spike somewhere, but I haven't had a blood sugar spike. I am feeling a little hungry, but that's because maybe it's because the soup is ready and it's just sitting there warm in the Instant Pot and I can smell it. But yes, I've started and I'm very interested. Do you think Listerine breast strips break your fast? Great question. I do think it has the ability to break a fast, probably in a very technical sense, yes, and I don't do it regularly. It's more of a self-preservation. If I'm going to be face-to-face with someone in close quarters, especially with someone I don't know well, I will chew gum or have a Listerine breast strip. I do it maybe once or twice a month, but it is worth the saving face. But I also know I'm good enough at fasting that even if it makes me hungry and makes me feel like I'm going to eat, I'm going to push through it because I am a dedicated faster at this point, if that makes sense. I wouldn't have done that when I was learning to fast. It probably would be too hard to introduce that as an option. But I get I can taste my breath right now is the keto breath. That's what I call it. I'm in fat burning mode. I can tell and I can taste it. It's awful, but I deal with it. But if I'm trying to think of like, oh, we got a new accountant and I knew he had a really small office. Well, I wasn't going to go meet him, be 20 hours fasted and have horrible breath. Like then I would be thinking about that the whole time. So right before we went in there, I popped a piece of gum in my mouth and I fasted on. But yes, that's actually something I want to test. I have a number of people sharing the kilograms to pounds conversion. Thank you very much. Wait a minute. If kilograms to pounds is 2.2, okay, 17.63. Okay, perfect. Sorry, I was trying to read 3 things at once. Lisa Ann says, same here, Neil. Her dad's story made me decide to stick with this way of eating for more than 6 months. I've lately seen people call us turtles. I'm reminded myself the work is going on inside my body first. Yes. Who cares if you're a turtle? Everyone loves turtles. Is there any other animal you stop and get out of your car and bring from the middle of the road to the side? No. People love turtles. Who cares? And yes, the other thing you have to remember, is it a race? No. If you get to your goal and it takes 2 years, but it took me 5 months, does it really matter? No. And hopefully the whole time you're feeling good and you're experiencing freedom. But I love that Dad's story is helping people. That's awesome. Let's see. Oh, you just said exactly what I said. Neo said, I've also decided that this is my lifestyle, so I'll get there when I get there, knowing that I'll never be back here again. Perfect. Awesome, guys. Well, we have reached the end. And don't forget, if you want to find out more, you can take a survey up top. And I am technically on the affiliate side to get this for free. I had to sign up. So you can oh, Anne says she just caught and will rewatch. Yay. But there's a survey pinned at the top. And thank you so much, everyone, for joining. I love these chats, and you've significantly made my day better. I was kind of in a poopy mood, but now I'm feeling great. So thank you. See you guys. And don't forget, if you have any glucose monitoring, this is where I was going with that. Any glucose monitoring ideas for me? I can't get to them all time-wise and limited eating hour-wise, but I'd love your suggestions on my community tab. And thanks, guys. See ya. Have a great week. New video Saturday, live next Wednesday. I was going to tell you one more thing. Sorry, I just hit end and then I didn't end. Next week is my perfect day of eating. I'm so close to 50,000 subscribers, and to celebrate, I'm making my perfect day of eating, and I'm filming that next Wednesday, and it's going to go live the day that I hit 50,000 subscribers. I'm so excited. So thank you to every single one of you that shared with me what your perfect day of eating is. I'm going to do mine next Wednesday, and I'm very excited to share that with you and to celebrate, because I cannot believe 50,000. So I was going to tell you guys, next Wednesday, I'll be in the middle of an eating window when I share with you. So that'll be fun next week. So that's it. I'm really going now. Goodbye.